Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Marwell Manor Farm, where today we're going to be doing some more silage work. Now the way we're going to do this is we're going to do some direct cutting and baling. So we're going to go around field 19, we're going to hook our baler onto the back, and as you see we're putting our mower onto the front. And the idea here is that we're going to go around, we're going to immediately create grass bales off the back of our baler. And then we're going to bring them back here and we are going to shred them and put them in with the rest of our stuff. So it is a very direct way that we're doing this. And it should work out really well for us. Our grass is all ready for us to work with again. So let's... we're not going to actually start down this corner. We're going to go around into this area up here. So yeah, we do actually own this patch of land here. It's completely unused at the moment. So we will use it for something at some point. But today we're going to unfold this front mower, turn it on, drop it down. Right, and then we need to switch over to our baler. We will unfold that, turn it on and drop it down, and so yeah, it should just be a case of just driving around the field now and just pumping out as many bales as we can. Now what we did last time was we had an auto loader that went round, and we picked them up with that. We might see if we can hire one of those to do this fairly quickly, but it's one of those things where I initially thought about maybe seeing if I could get a pickup, a forage wagon, and use that for this job. But in the end, it was one of those things where we're going to need this baler to do the straw that we've got on field 15 when we do the harvest. And so it was really, we just need to go round and get this field baled up. Now it is doing fairly well. You can see that we're creating bales out the back, but I think this is going to be a fairly time-heavy job. And you actually see the first bale coming out of this is a hay bale. That is left over from the last job we did. But you can see how far we've got to go around the field before we start creating bales. It is going to be a fair old whack, but we should get a really good set of straw off here. I think we're heading... we're going to turn around the corner, but I think we may be heading for some rain over the next day or so. So I want to keep an eye on that. We're going to have to do something about the corners, because you can see in the corners we are leaving straw behind. So I think maybe once we've got a couple of headlands of this done, it may be a case that we pick up in the corners and kind of try to avoid leaving any behind. If we could get shallow enough turns into the corners, would be good. But if we don't, then it's not the end of the world. It won't be a massive amount of grass that we lose. But yeah, this is all preparation for the cows, which we want to get at the end of the summer. We are going to do a mix of both dairy cows, which will take about a year or so before they start producing milk, and mix those with some beef cows, which we should be able to start making some money from them after not too long. We know we've got some hay bales to do stuff with. We've now got, we will soon have a whole load of silage. This is going to be our last load this year, I think, into our silage clamp. And we'll do hay at the end of the year. Which may be the wrong way around to do it, but I want to get the silage going. If we have a good autumn drying day, we may just jump straight into this. But at the moment, we're just going to keep going around this field, getting as much grass baled up as possible, and then we will be in the position where we're going to go and get a bale shredder and get these bales shredded up once we've collected them. So we've come to the end of the first round on this field, and what I'm going to do now is actually we're going to set a play course for this, because this will be a far more efficient way of getting this tractor to do this. So course generation, we are on field 19. We want current vehicle position. I think we want it to go longest edge there. We'll see what it automatically does. Headlands, we're going to try and get it to do 4. I think that will make it turn well enough. We want it to do headland passes first, clockwise, and generate course. And we'll see what this does. So there we go. Now, if we head back out, what we should see, if we turn this on, is we can see where this course goes. We are on the second run. So what we'll do is we will set this to drive course from the nearest waypoint. And away it goes. And that should do pretty well. We're not too worried if it's a little bit of a messy first round. But that will do well for us, I think. And do absolutely fine. So we'll turn that off. And we're going to head over to... Wow, the corner really cuts in there. That's actually quite useful to us. In the way that that's done that. But we're going to leave this doing here while we head over to this tractor here, because we have a few jobs that we need to do with this today. We need to firstly go and clean our sheep out, because if we have a look at our sheep over here, you can see that they actually need water. Their cleanliness has not been too bad. When we started the day, it was a lot worse. It's actually fixed, but they certainly need water. And they could do with some... they could also do with cleaning out, as I said. They've got plenty of grass at the moment, and summer is great because it just gives so much grass to the animals. And this is part of the reason why I actually want to get the cows moving soon, because they have a good amount. So we'll start that up. We'll open that gateway. There we go. And then we should be able to just spin around here and get that done. Now, the beauty of using a baler to do the other job rather than the trailer is we don't have to worry about that filling up. And what we can instead do is we'll head over to the shop in a moment and we will grab ourselves a bale stacker. We could do it with our trailer. We actually could probably get around that field quick enough with the trailer. Let's try that, shall we? I think that might be a better way to do it. We do need to go and pick up a piece of kit though. So we'll put that into there. That will top those up as well as clean them, which is good news. Close that up, and let's just have a look, because this is the state of our silage clamp at the moment, in all honesty. You can see here we've got this big pile in the middle. So I think maybe let's just knock this down a notch first. We're going to need to get this stuff to the back. So not the best tractor to do this with, but should allow us to just clear this pile a bit and knock it down a bit, because if we don't, we're gonna run into problems in a bit. So it is all about sorting our silage out today, getting this maybe just a little bit flatter, and by the time that's generated some bales, we should be in a good place. Yeah, I want to go and get a piece of kit, though, from the shop once I've done this. So I'm going to flatten this out, and once that's done, we're going to head up to the shop and go and get us something a little bit different. Right, there we go. There is, that's leveled out quite nicely. Let's have a look at where our baler is. So that is currently still going around the edge of the field. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to head out to the field with the trailer, where I think our trailer is up the top. What we do need on here is we need to get the bale spike. So we'll drop our bucket off in here. We will go and grab our bale spike, which is right next to it. I am really looking forward to using that Lexion. We're only about a couple of episodes away, I think. I think we're probably going to skip a day next time. We're actually looking at the weather forecast. Yeah, we're heading for a wet day at the end of it. So we'll see how we go. But I'm kind of hoping that that we can deal with that. We've actually got we've not got a lot of wool from our sheep this year, unfortunately. Now I think I'm not 100% sure where my bale trailer is actually. So let's see if we can find that. In here we've got the bale container and the bale. Right, so it is in this shed here. Right there, in actual fact, with a set of bales on, unfortunately. So we're going to have to get those unloaded before we can do that. But we do have the round bale loader here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this bale spike off, put the other bale spike or the other bale setup on, and take these, and we'll go and put these in the same shed over the way as our other bales, our hay bales that we've got in storage. So just hook this up here, like so. And this then, we can just pull this out here. This is not going to take very long to get these unloaded. We might use the weight here, actually, just quickly. Right, so disconnect that. Open up this. Right, lift that up, and that will work quite well for us, I think. There we are. And in. Pick it up. So these are the bales left over from last time. From when we were... Oh, no! From when we were doing our... contract. So yeah, I'm gonna get these unloaded, and once I've done that, we'll head up to the field, and we'll go and start collecting the headland bales, because the last thing we want is to be left in a position where our baler is hitting bales on the headland because we haven't moved them yet. But this one's proving to be tricky. So yeah, I'll get these moved. And then we'll head up and we'll do that other job that was what we really came to get this trailer for in the first place. So here is the last round bale, the last round silage bale that we need to get in here. So we'll put this in. Like so. And then what we need to do is we just need to get rid of this this front bale loader. So put this in here, and next to it is our bale spike. So we'll grab the bale spike. Let's just drop that off. We need to drop this weight off the back as well. We can't hook back up to our trailer with this here, so we'll leave that here. This is actually the weight that goes with our other tractor. So let's just switch over to that, drop it down, and then we can drop it off here like so. Right, let's take this and head up to the field. Now the bales we're going to concentrate on loading up are all the ones that are on the headlands, or on the areas where our baler might end up turning into them. So we're going to go down the other end of the field. We don't need to worry about the PTO on this because that is not needed or to be worried about. We only use the PTO for the hook lift. Seeing as we're not actually pushing the trailer off, we're okay with that at the moment. So we're going to get this down at the other side, and basically our tractor, our mower baler combination is going almost east-west on this. So we need to head round, and you can see that the course isn't quite perfect. As I said, we're going to get so many bales and so much off this that it doesn't worry me that much. But it's bits like this side here, we need to get things like this bale. So this will be our first grab. Round we go. And yeah, it's just moving these out the way. And once we got the headland bales done, we're going to go and do the work on those. And this is just sort of saving us the 140,000 odd that we would need to get a forage wagon, because we would go for the class forage wagon on here. I do know that there are cheaper ones, but this being as much of a class farm as possible and as much from the DLC as possible, we wouldn't be able to do that. I'd want to get the DLC one. So yeah, we then just strap that down and away we go around here. You can see our baler coming back down around the other side. So our next bit that is kind of the most important is not down the side of the field here, but down the far end. So there are a few bales that have been dropped down the sides here that you can see, but all of these are not in the way. Now we do have the slight worry, of course, that grass bales just rot anyway. So I'll be going around and getting all these collected up, probably off camera. But what I want to do today is I want to get these shredded and sorted. So well, actually, we've not got that many on the ends. But you kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to clear this out of the way, make sure that our baler has the best opportunity to do the work, to actually get this field baled up. Whoa. And in doing so, it gives us our best opportunity to make as much silage from this as we can. And yeah, just hopefully we will do well. So I'm going to fill this trailer up. We're going to grab as many bales as we can to get that done. And then we're going to head down to the shop, as I mentioned earlier, and get ourselves a new piece of kit. But first, I need to get this off, which we can't do from this angle, interestingly. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna load a load of bales on from this end of the field, and yeah, I will see you once we've got a full trailer full. So we're almost full in our trailer. We've got there's actually quite a few bales down this bottom corner, interestingly enough. Must be an area where they get dropped on a fairly regular basis. So we're gonna grab these here. We've actually cleared most of the bales out from where we need to on the headlands. So what we're going to do now is now we've got a full bale trailer, and we've still got, actually, we've probably got another trailer's worth out here, which is quite interesting and quite cool for us. But yeah, we do have another set of another trailer's worth out here, at least on these headlands, and that's before the main part of the field is fully cut. So that is good news. We know from previous that we have plenty. So we are gonna get these onto here and take this trailer back to our silage pit. And we got an auto loader last time, but I think it actually holds fewer bales than this. But yeah, so we're going to take this back to our silage clamp. And while we're leaving our baler moving on and doing more of this, we're going to head down to the shop and grab ourselves a new piece of kit that should allow us to make some very short work of these bales, and hopefully mean that we are able to fill our silage pit up quite quickly with them as soon as we're able. With our bales dropped off, we're up at the shop. So let's grab our new piece of kit. Now, the new piece of kit we want is this. This is the Hay Buster by Misfit Toys. This was first done in the... this was first available in the competition, the FS19 mod contest. It's a cracking bit. We can lease it for 1,000. We're not going to be using it very often, to be honest. And yeah, it costs us 200 per day. Plus that is a darn sight cheaper than that, and it means we get to keep it around as well. So let's lease this because we actually don't have enough money to buy it outright. We'd have to borrow cash. There we go. And there's nothing that we are looking to change on it or anything like that. So that should all be good. Now, the issue we have got is our baler is still out there baling the field up. And until that comes back, we don't really have anything to power this. While we have the tractor, while we have the front loader on this loading it. So my hope is that what I'm going to be able to do is load some bales into it, and then just give it, and then just turn it on, and hopefully it shred the bales and push them in. And it should be a fairly easy way for us to do this. Much better than last time where we had to break the bales outside of the outside of our clamp and then push them in. This should just be a case of backing this up into our area or into our silage clamp and getting it so that we can get them to do that, to get shredded. And we're going to start off, because we have a lot of bales still on the field and because there's a whole load of other stuff to do, we're going to try shredding it this first trailer full and then go from there with this. So here we are, we've got our trailer parked here. Let's bring this out. There we go. And hopefully we can unfold this. And the great thing about this is we can back this fairly far into here, I'm hoping. Just like that. We will disconnect it. So take that off, and that off. And we're going to try and grab a stack of 3 bales off our trailer here. Now, the easiest one to grab is going to be one of these side ones. The end one, while I'm tempted to grab it, I don't think that would work very well for us. So we will undo this here. And if we're careful, we should avoid knocking them off. Yeah, what I really want to do is come straight onto this. So we'll lift this right up. Make sure that it's nowhere near. Back off into the right area. And then do this. And this is why I hope that once our other tractor is finished, what I'll be able to do is collect up bales and then bring them back here, because this is going to be a little bit unstable. 3 bales on this with this small bale spike is not the best idea in the world. You have to be really, really careful, because the slightest jog and this entire stack will just fall. So there we go. Now, the problem that we had before was we couldn't cut the bales and them create a good pile. So I'm hoping, yeah, you can see trying to navigate this across here, not easy, especially when I'm doing then putting a lot of front loaded weight on here. So we're going to try and just get these in. Okay, so we have 3 bales in our shredder. That looks really, really odd. Let's back this up, and we are going to get this so that hopefully we can just shred them and do it. So will this work? We shall find out. There we are. So that is all done like that. So let's turn it on. Hopefully. So, there we go. Left control I will unload here. And it's starting to have a go. But nothing is coming out. In fact, yeah, no bale is going through this. You need to fill the tool. Now this is the odd thing. How do we fill this? We've got bales in it. So stop unloading. So that is very odd. We apparently cannot fill this here like this. So I'm going to have to experiment a bit. So interestingly, it's not actually detecting that I got a bale in there. Managed to completely muck up a bale and cut one on it. But otherwise, this is not working. So what we're going to do is, on that, I think we're going to have to leave it here. And try and work out the best way for us to do this going forwards. Because that is not working. If you have an idea of how to get the hay buster to work here, let us know in the comments below. As far as I can tell, it should take these bales. So that's a little bit odd. For now, though, we are going to leave it here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.